Hey everyone, and welcome back to Flippin' Fav. Today, we're diving into a topic that's as complex as it is sunny: the state of Florida. And no, we're not just talking about theme parks and alligators, although those are pretty cool too. We're going on a journey through time, from the very first European encounters with this peninsula, all the way to the recent headlines about immigration and border control. You see, understanding Florida today means wrestling with its past, and trust me, Florida's past is packed with drama, intrigue, and more than a few plot twists. We're talking Spanish conquistadors, Civil War clashes, and a population boom that would make your head spin. So buckle up, because today we're getting the full Florida story, from Ponce de León to Border Patrol and everything in between. Stay tuned. Our story begins with a European explorer looking for something he probably shouldn't have been. In 1513, Juan Ponce de León, a Spanish conquistador, landed in what is now Florida. He was searching for the legendary Fountain of Youth, a mythical spring said to reverse aging. Ponce de León named the land La Florida, meaning flowery, likely due to the abundance of flora or because he landed during Easter, known as Pascua, Florida. Either way, the name stuck. His arrival marked the start of European colonization in Florida, reshaping the landscape and altering the lives of indigenous people. The Timucua, Calusa, Apalachee, and other tribes had rich cultures and deep connections to the land. Sadly, the Spanish brought conflict, disease, and displacement to many Native American populations. It's a dark chapter in Florida's history, but one that needs to be acknowledged. Fast forward a few centuries and Florida finds itself embroiled in another major conflict, the American Civil War. In 1861, Florida, heavily reliant on agriculture and enslaved labor, chose to secede from the Union and join the Confederate States of America. This decision wasn't just about politics, it was deeply intertwined with Florida's economy and social structure. The state relied heavily on plantations, particularly for cotton production, and the use of enslaved African labor was central to this system. Secession was, for many Floridians, a way to protect their way of life, even if that way of life depended on the horrific institution of slavery. During the war, Florida played a significant, albeit often overlooked, role in the Confederacy. It wasn't home to any major battles, but it served as a vital supply route for the Confederate Army. Florida's ports, particularly those along the Gulf Coast, were crucial for shipping food, salt, and other necessities to Confederate troops. The state also became a refuge for people fleeing the fighting further north. But the war, even from afar, left its mark on Florida. It brought about the end of slavery, but it also ushered in a period of Reconstruction, a time of social and political upheaval, as the state grappled with integrating its newly freed population and rebuilding its economy. Let's jump ahead to the 1920s, a time of prosperity and, well, questionable investment decisions in America. Florida, still recovering from the Civil War and struggling to find its economic footing, experienced something extraordinary, a land boom of epic proportions. Imagine this: sunshine, beaches, and the promise of a tropical paradise. Developers swooped in, buying up huge tracts of land and selling them sight unseen to eager northerners dreaming of escaping the cold. Cities sprung up practically overnight, fueled by speculation and the allure of quick riches. The Florida land boom was a time of incredible growth and transformation. Roads were paved, hotels were built, and grand plans were drawn up, all promising a future of endless sunshine and prosperity. But, like all booms, it couldn't last forever. The bubble burst in the late 1920s. Overspeculation, coupled with devastating hurricanes that ravaged the state, brought the boom to a screeching halt. The dream of instant wealth evaporated, leaving behind unfinished construction projects, abandoned developments, and a stark reminder that even in paradise, what goes up must eventually come down. Now, our journey through Florida's past takes us to the mid-20th century, where a new wave of migration would forever alter the state's cultural and political landscape. The arrival of Cuban exiles fleeing the revolution, led by Fidel Castro. Beginning in 1959, hundreds of thousands of Cubans, fearing for their lives and livelihoods under Castro's communist regime, fled their homeland, with many seeking refuge just 90 miles away in Florida. This mass exodus brought a vibrant, resilient, and fiercely independent community to the state, primarily settling in Miami, which quickly transformed into a hub of Cuban culture and political activism. The arrival of Cuban exiles had a profound impact on Florida. It infused the state with a distinct Latin flavor, evident in its music, its food, its language, and its politics. Cuban-owned businesses thrived, Cuban music filled the airwaves, and Cuban-American politicians rose to prominence, shaping policy and debate for decades to come. But this wave of immigration also brought challenges. The influx of so many newcomers strained resources, sparked social tensions, and ignited political debates about immigration, assimilation, and the very definition of what it means to be American. Which brings us to the present day and the issue of border control in Florida, a topic that's often fraught with tension, misinformation, and deeply held beliefs. Florida, unlike states bordering Mexico, doesn't share a land border with another country. Its extensive coastline and proximity to Cuba and other Caribbean nations make it a prime location for maritime migration. Florida has seen an increase in migrants from Cuba, Haiti, and other countries, often fleeing political instability, economic hardship, or violence. This has reignited debates about immigration policy, border security, and the role of the federal and state governments. Florida has implemented measures aimed at controlling its borders, including increased patrols and partnerships with federal agencies like ICE. These measures have been met with mixed reactions, with some praising their effectiveness, and others criticizing their impact on vulnerable populations. The debate over border control in Florida is complex and multifaceted. It's a microcosm of the larger national conversation about immigration, often bogged down in political rhetoric and partisan divides. At its core, it's a debate about human beings, their hopes, dreams, and their right to seek a safe and prosperous future. So there you have it, a journey through time that reveals Florida to be much more than just a vacation destination. It's a state built on a complex and often contradictory history, shaped by exploration, conflict, migration, and the enduring human spirit. From the arrival of Ponce de León to the recent debates over border control, Florida's story is a reminder that the past is never truly past. It continues to shape the present, influencing our policies, our perspectives, and our understanding of this diverse and ever-evolving nation. Thanks for joining us on this historical adventure. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, subscribe for more explorations of the past, and let us know in the comments what other states or historical events you'd like us to cover. Until next time, keep exploring.